Fantastic. Good morning and welcome to today's orientation session. This is to give you a tour and a lay of the land when it comes to the Good Food Network. So my name is Lucas Simmons and I just got back from camping this weekend, had a brilliant time away. Gosh, if this is not the most beautiful part of the year, I say that every season, but I especially mean it this season. It was a beautiful weekend and it was absolutely raining, snowing and raining. I call it snaining. And the only wilderness I saw were deer, thank the Lord. So hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Here we are in the first week of October. Welcome to the new month. Here at the Good Food Network, it is run by little old me and just me here at Good Food and You. And my whole goal is to bring the good food and you together. It's why I call my company Good Food and You. And so the Good Food Network is where you can come in to add the pieces that you need, whether it be accountability, ideas, or specific work things or tasks to tend to, especially if you're struggling with digestion this month. So the Good Food Network, just to give you a quick what it is a buffet and it's served buffet style so that when you're hungry, you go up to the buffet and you pick what it is that you want off of the buffet. Now imagine if you go with your whole extended family. Here in Calgary, there's 8 of us. So if the 8 of us go to the buffet, are 8 of us going to eat everything under the buffet? No, we're all going to have different plates because we have different wants, needs, likes, different styles of things we like. And so everybody's plate is going to be different. And you will be in charge of filling your plate. There's nobody there to say, go fill your plate. Did you fill your plate yet? Do you need seconds? No one's going to do that for you. This is for the person who's ready to be self-motivated to put some of those pieces in place. And I'll give you pieces all along the way. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to help you. But first things first, what we're doing in the Good Food Network is talking about digestion this month. So we talked about digestion in September, and we were focusing a little bit more on acid reflux, constipation as some of those pieces. Now into October, we're going to be doing a little bit more on the microbiome. And we're doing way more than that. We're doing a session on the microbiome. We're doing the top 3 things that turn off your digestion. We're going to do something tying sleep with digestion. And then we're going to talk about bitter flavors and different tasks. We'll be doing a class on ferments as well. Lots of different things at the ready to get you into the zone of how you can come with the good food and be lovers. Platonic. Lovers, please. Okay, I'm devolving. How do you know you need help with digestion? How many yeses do you say? I'm going to say the top 10 first. And my top 10 are, number 1, constipation or diarrhea. Do you struggle with those? Oh. What about insomnia? Okay, you should be having a piece of paper next to you. So I want you to say check mark to each of these. Let's start again. Of these top 10 ways to know that digestion is not working, this is what I see in my clientele. This is what I see in the people I work with, where I put in my cheat thing is that when I'm doing my notes with clients, I write down in capital letters what I think is at the root. And when anybody mentions these, I write down digestion. So I want you to do the same. Grab a pen, paper, whatever, and then jot down a check mark for each of these. Do you struggle with constipation or diarrhea? Do you struggle with insomnia, falling asleep, staying asleep, being rested when you wake up? Do you struggle with acid reflux or hiatal hernia? Do you have skin stuff, acne, eczema, psoriasis, hives, itchy skin, rosacea? Did I say that? Psoriasis? Yeah. All of the skin things. Do you have allergies or food sensitivities? Further to that, is that list getting longer? Taking the foods out doesn't fix the issue, honey. I know. We talk about so much more than that. Are you the person who can see food in your poop? When you go for number 2, are you like, look, last night's salad? You probably don't say, but you probably say, well, that's weird. Maybe I didn't chew enough. Well, there's 2 kinds of digestion. There's mechanical and there's chemical, which is the enzymatic action that happens in the body. We are talking about chemical digestion and your hampered ability. There's so many things that stand in the way. I'll get into it in a second. Do you struggle with lots of gas or bloating? Do you ever have that meat baby? When you eat a steak, you're like, oh my God, that fills me up for 12 hours. Number one, it's supposed to fill you up and satiate you. Meat is something that takes a lot more digestive fire, if you will. It takes a lot longer to digest, and it's supposed to keep you satiated. But some people really struggle with gas or bloating, farts. Do you have the farts? Can you clear a room with your farts? Do you have painful joints? That's a huge one that I see. Allergies, all kinds of allergies. Mine are actually acting up because I was camping this weekend and we winterized our van with smelly things. So now I'm reacting. Yeah, guess who has a hard time digesting? This month is for me, obviously. And number 10, do you have an autoimmune condition or a chronic disease? You're having a hard time digesting, and it is contributing to things. When you can't digest well, guess who takes up the brunt of the work? Your immune system. Now your immune system can't do some of the other stuff, and it's a little bit busy. So I'll add to this list. Are you the person who gets sick a lot? Huh. Interessant. How's your digestion, baby? What hinders digestion? Well, lots of things hinder digestion. Stress. Stress turns off digestion. Yeah. Inflammation turns off digestion. So does an autoimmune disease. Has a way of circumventing and sort of shutting down the whole thing. Sorry, pals. Thyroid is the organ that is in charge of peristalsis, which means the moving of poop down the digestive tract. It is also the one who turns on digestion. So how's your thyroid? Yeah. Thyroid is so much gut and digestion at the root of it. Yeah. That should maybe be in one of the top 10. Other things that hinder, certain medications can absolutely hinder digestion. Do you know that birth control pills and the extended use of birth control pills can actually very slowly slow down your digestion because of the zinc and copper connection? As we hit the age of 40 and as we get older, our ability to digest starts to slow down. So during this month in October, we're going to be doing a lot of things to help support that digestion. In September, we did a session on which are those top best 3 foods that help with digestion. We went into meat stock, we went into vinegars and ferments. And the third food, I can't remember what the third food was. It escapes me now because I don't have my notes in front of me, but that's the kind of stuff that we cover. We give you those life hacks in the Good Food Network that you want to start working at. So there's more than that. I'm going to give you some more reasons that when somebody tells me these are my symptoms, Luca goes, oh, this person's going to need support with digestion. So do you also say yes to migraines or headaches? What about burping? Do you burp a lot? Do you have those sour burps that come up? Oh, we talked about acid reflux and hiatal hernia. Those are queen signs. Do you have a hard time handling dairy? That is a digestive thing, but it's also a liver issue, typically. And so that's a request to come look after those things. Hard time digesting fats, right? If you have gallbladder issues, or if you're the person where I can't have fatty meals because like I'm out of commission for 2 days. You're having a hard time digesting. You're having a hard time digesting fats, which is digestion, but a big part of digestion is your liver. Obviously, we are doing a session on the liver this month. Okay. Microbiome issues. If your microbiome is off, if you know that the strains of your probiotics at your gut are off, if somebody's told you along the way that you need to do some work at the microbiome level, you're not digesting well. Do you have the bumps on the back of your arms? Those little chicken skin things that are kind of permanent. Does your immune system feel in battle? Do you get sick often? Do you have a gut-related condition like celiac, IBS, IBD, Crohn's, colitis? That is an obvious something's not working well in the intestinal tract. Do you know that things in the intestinal tract, when they're not working well, it's because something higher up has triggered stuff, and that's digestion. Digestion and incomplete digestion is at the root of all those things. Yeah. Sorry. Well, lucky you, I have some solutions. Well, of course we do. That's why I talk about it. SIBO. Anybody with SIBO? Yeah, you are having a hard time digesting. There is a lot of biochemistry in the top part of the intestinal tract that is not being properly triggered. And some of what is contributing there's a host of other things, but one of the contributing pieces is incomplete digestion in the stomach. Sorry, pals. There's also a thyroid component there, P.S. We're not talking thyroid this month. If you have any condition that ends in itis, rheumatoid arthritis, colitis. Itis means inflammation, and inflammation means ground zero, the gut. Yeah, that's where it all starts. Do you have histamine issues? Do you know that you have leaky gut? Or has anybody along the way said, I think you have leaky gut? Do you have high stress in your life? I win. Anyway, I don't mean to be so demonstrative, but those are all indicators to me. If you are one of my one-on-one clients, and I see some, I have 2 openings, by the way, for new clients. This would tell me, oh, check mark, we are going to need to work on digestion for this particular human. So what are we doing in the network to help alleviate that? Well, let's dive into and give you a tour of the network. So we're seeing it from the point of view that you would see when you first log in. So this is what it all looks like. And while it's quite utilitarian, I will show you very definitive ways to get to the content because I know we have some new folks in the network already. Nice to see you, pals. So first things first, the session we're currently doing right now is this orientation call. And it's on Monday, October 2nd. When it's time to join any of these live sessions, all you need to do is click on this camera icon and it takes you directly to that Zoom meeting. All of my live sessions are all done on Zoom. Second thing to know, wherever you are, this adjusts to be your time. So it's 9 a.m. in Alberta, but it's 11 a.m. in Ontario. So for you, it'll say Monday, October 2nd at 11 a.m. So it adjusts for where you are in time. So trust this to be your guide for, oh, when is my next session? And it's usually, they call these widgets. This box here is a widget. This one here is a widget. This is a widget, what have you. So the upcoming sessions is usually at the top. It's your topmost widget. And this has all of those Zoom links for all of those weekly live classes that are happening in the Good Food Network. Now we want to get to the program. So all you have to do is click on the program, Good Food Network. The network is built as a program. So here is the active program. Bing! GF Network, Good Food Network. It's not gluten-free network. I have a lot of people who say, oh, I think of like gluten-free. No. So here we are in the Good Food Network. These are all the modules here. And there's a little trick. If you put your cursor over top of this section down here, this is where your modules are. You'll be able to scroll right on down. Always scroll as far down as you can. And that way you'll be able to see everything on offer. Now, I've organized it in 3 sections. This is kind of the administrative stuff, if you will, the office type stuff, like start here. There's a video to give you a tour of the network and what you can expect. There is a schedule, checklist, and actually now worksheet that's in this module. The main topic we're covering, and then everything you want to know about your network subscription. Then we go down to the live sessions this month, and we've got 2 kinds. We've got either this food as medicine thing, which happens on Thursday mornings, and then we have our live class this month. There's always one live class. This month, we're doing one on fermented foods. So when you want to print anything up or when you want to access replay buttons, they are in these modules. For example, this Thursday, we are talking about the microbiome and digestion connection. I'm going to sneeze because I have a soap that I just took out the other day that we got for Christmas that I realize is triggering symptoms. So I can't handle scents very well. So pardon me if I'm going to sneeze through today's session. So this session, Thursday mornings, we are doing one this Thursday, microbiome and digestion connection. Okay, well, that's great, Luca. That's the one I want, but I can't join you at 7 a.m. on Thursday. Don't worry. There's a replay button that comes out afterwards. So I'm going to show you how to find that. When you click on the module title, it takes you to the actual module. So here it gives you a rundown of what they are. You can't join us live, catch the replay links below. So these are the sessions we're doing. The first Thursday is microbiome digestion, the 3 top saboteurs to your digestion. I'm French. Trouble with sleep, how is your digestion? And bitter flavors, friend or foe. So these all vary 25 to 30 minutes in length. They're every Thursday at 7 a.m. And when you join, P.S., I turn your cameras off. So if you want to join us and you're still in your jammies, don't worry. You can be anonymous. Now, the links for replay, as soon as they are up and ready, all you need to do is click on this button where it says click here, and you'll get the week 1 replay. The replay is available. It says as of noon, day of right now, but once it's up and uploaded, I say ready to access, just click on the button. And you click on this button, it takes you directly to that Zoom replay link. Okay. So that's what you need to know. And every week there's one. And then I always upload it by noon, the day it airs. It's usually done by 8:30. Who are we kidding? A bit of a keener. So those are your live sessions. We have the fermented foods class happening this month. When we click on that, it tells us 9 a.m. on the 3rd Wednesday. Okay. What are the details of this month's class? The how and the why. Fermented foods, 9 a.m. Wednesday, October 18th on Zoom. Great. It's on your calendar, which I'll show you where to get. And then how to join, it tells you how to join the live session. And then if you want to catch the replay, once the replay is available for access, there's a passcode here you'll need because it's recorded on Zoom. Then you can just click on this button and that will bring you directly to the live class. As the handout and the recipes are ready, they will be uploaded here. So you'll be able to find those and print them up and follow along. Now, those are your live sessions. Then we also have pre-recorded content. This is on demand. This is like Netflix, if you will, or Crave, or, you know, those things where you can just be, I feel like watching RuPaul right now, start. That's the kind of thing these pre-recorded contents are, on demand. Now, there's 3 to choose from. So we've got a class from a series I called Real Food Reset, where we help you reset with real food. And this month, we're finishing up with batch prep. So there's a whole hour-long dive into how to think about batch prepping, how to figure out what kind of batch prepper you are, and different ways to approach the art of prepping and doing 1 batch prep a week or a batch prep when you have time, and then how to utilize that in meals in the week ahead. So this is a whole standalone class by itself. You get to watch it whenever you want. There is also a 2-hour class on the gut. So every 2 months, so this is the last month, we're going to have this one up. It is my Vitality Gut class, which on its own is $50. The network is $35. You get this plus other things. I'm on Team U. So this Vitality Gut class, we do lots of different things. There's a handout and some recipes here. So here we get into video 1, introduction, get to know your guts. And then video 2, we get into the practical work. And then there's extras, links out. So I talk about different pieces along the way. So here we've got links out at the end. And from the second video, if you need a little bit more clarification maybe on some of these things, then you can find it here. And then instructions on what to do at the end of those things. So that is your Vitality Gut class. This is a class I used to run at the Light Cellar, and I would run it once a year, and it always filled up with about 30 people. It was always a fun time. But now we have it living on its own, so you can access it whenever you need to. So this class, absolutely, the gut is where we need to look after digestion. And there's so much more than digestion in this class. We talk about the microbiome. We talk about inflammation at the intestinal lining. We talk about leaky gut. We talk about how to improve digestion. We talk about all of those different pieces that have to do with the gut. Digestion is just a small piece of gut. Now, we also have a scratch cooking class. So this is from a whole 10-part series that I did with my kiddo. When the pandemic hit, we did 10 sessions with the kids at her junior high school. We met on Fridays. And we were all in our kitchens, and somebody very smartly said, you should record these, to which I thought, they're not ready. And we recorded them because we had such a great time. And then I repackaged them, and now I have them waiting to be included in here. And there's a new one every month. This month, we're doing curries. Turns out curries are absolutely the food of the season right now. It's the perfect thing to dive into as we get into the fall and winter colder months. So we do butter chicken, Thai green curry, tikka masala. We also talk about how to make curry paste from scratch. This soap is awful. I got to pitch it. Pardon me. I always think I'm okay with scents, and then I challenge it, and then I realize I'm not. Okay. So we have a whole class on cooking curries, and this is where it's at. It's an hour and 33 minutes. It's Eliza and me back in 2020 in our kitchen with my husband and another junior high teacher at the same school he was teaching at the time, where our daughter was going. And we had 72 people on Fridays for 10 Fridays in a row, starting in April of 2020. And we had a really good time at a time where we were all feeling a bit despondent and kind of feeling like the end of the world was coming and we were all going to die. We all got together and started cooking because food brings people together. And that's what we did in this curry class. So it's so fun. My daughter jumps in and has these really great insights that she shared with her colleagues and her classmates. That is just a beautiful thing. So this is a part of the Good Food Network. You get a 90-minute cooking class that you can access whenever you want. And might I say, if you're joining us this month in the network and you have a teen or a preteen who's kind of keen on foods, you can do this class together. We have a couple of things to get you ready. Where are the handouts? They're at the bottom. Pardon me, don't get dizzy. There are the printouts. So there's a grocery list, and then there is the recipes. So print up your grocery list, go and do the grocery runs, and make sure you've got everything you need. Come back and come and join us in the kitchen. There's my kiddo and me at the time. That's a long time ago. And join us in the kitchen. We just have a good time. So you get a cooking class. Yeah. I think that's one of the most under celebrated pieces of the Good Food Network is this invitation to play with your food. In September, we did a whole class on foods that fuel. The junior high kids at the time were asking, hey, we're really physically active. We really like to play in sports. How do we eat to have the energy to get through the sports? And how do we rebuild after a workout? How do we keep hydrated? Those are the topics we covered. That was in September. This month, we talked curries. So, yeah. That's all the pre-recorded content. Now, we also have written content where there's no videos. It's just words. So we have recipes every month. They have just been updated yesterday. We have a weekly challenge that I do on the Good Food Network on my social media handles. But we go into a little bit more detail here in the network. And then we do a whole module on eating with the seasons. One of the big pieces that I do with my clients is that we talk about eating with the seasons and eating with what's in line with how our ancestors ate at this time of year. This influenced how our genetics work. And so these are the tools to start putting in place for yourself. What are some of those things I can do to help become a little bit more in tandem with the rhythms of the nature and eat what would have been in season at this time of year? So here there's a couple of recipes to jump into. There's a whole handout where there's a list of foods to focus on. There are a list of teas, a list of superfoods, and 5 things to tend to in the month ahead. Let me show you what that looks like. So if you click on the title, it takes you through. There's a little video here that explains why eating with the seasons is important. And then here, just to show you what it looks like, this is the handout, one of the handouts you get. Superfoods, teas, roots, and shoots, herbs and spices of the seasons. These are all the foods of the season. From a TCM perspective, what are the main organs for the season? What is the main energy of the season? And then 5 things to think about for this fall season. So this gives you an idea of what it is that we cover in the Good Food Network. So there's kind of a different entry point in so many different little ways. And the goal here is that you will choose from the smorgasbord of everything on offer to build your own plate. The recipes this month. Yep, I have a recipe subscription service. It's the same recipes. It's for people who don't quite want the amount we do in the network and just want the recipes. But here we're doing batch prep potatoes, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, celery roots, whatever you want to use. Bibimbap, which is a traditional Korean dish with eggs and rice and green things and pickly things and fermented things. We help you build your own. Borscht, which is, oh my God, the soup of the season. Can't eat enough of that stuff right now. Switchel, a really nice entry-level ferment to get started with. And poached pears. That is a fruit of the season. So you can download and print your recipes below. For those who are joining us in the network, the way you do that, if you download to your computer, then you'll be able to actually open it up from your downloads folder and print from there. If you hit view, it's difficult to actually get, I don't think you can print from the view. I think you need to download and then print from your downloads folder. And then I'll tell you, for those who are in the network, once you print everything up so that you can keep track of what you've already addressed, go into mark completed and then hit confirm. And now when we go back to your program, here you are in the program, we scroll down to where the recipes are, it says completed. So that the next time you log in, you know you've already looked at them. So you don't need to go back in and print because you've already printed them. Lost the printed things, need to go back and get them again. Click on view. You can still access it. Don't worry. All right, let's go back. Okay, so those are the different components. So written stuff, the on-demand classes, the live content we've got going on this month. Now I want to take you through how to make the most out of this network for those who are joining us. If you are deciding to join us and you need to skip before I finish this part, I should have a link in the Facebook post below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will have a link below it as well, where you can just join us directly. The cost is $35 a month plus GST, and it's a subscription service. So follow the directions. If and when you need out of the network, you will get the information in the All About Your Network subscription here in the network. And in the administrative part at the top of those modules, and it'll tell you how to cancel your membership if you wanted to go ahead and do that. Okay, for those who are in the network, this is what we're doing, and I want you to start here with this module. Okay, well, start with the Start Here module maybe, because that gives you the orientation in a little bit better detail. But I'll tell you, when you get in, make sure you check into that schedule and checklist for October 23rd. So you want the schedule and checklist, because here's a schedule and you download here to your computer and print it up if you want a copy, because this is going to tell you all of the live stuff that is time sensitive. Excuse me. That soap is awful. Oh. And now we have checklist for the month down here. So this is to help you make sense of the network. These are all the potential pieces you can look at. Okay. So what you want to do with this, this is what it looks like, and then you can print it up down here. But here, what you can do is check mark once you've got this printed up, check mark once you've done it. And then that can live next to your desk if you want, or on the corkboard next to your office, what have you, wherever you are, or in your binder or duotang you want to get started. So have you checked out this month's schedule and worksheet, and did you print? Check mark yes. Once you do that, then what I want you to do is go through and see what are the different pieces for the month. Is there anything in here that you don't want to do? For example, well, Luca, this is October. I've been in the network now for 2 months. I don't need to print up the Eating with the Seasons handout because I did that last month. Scratch it out. Scratch it out. You've already done it. Or put check mark, whatever. The other thing you could do, once you get a sense of what is what, prioritize here on the column on the left, which order you want to do these in case you don't get to all of them all month. Because life happens, I get it. Number 1, check out this month's schedule and worksheet. Do that first because it's really easy and it takes you 2 minutes. If your printer's not on, it takes you 3. Yeah, and then you just get that completed feeling, right? Which is so good. And then what do you want to do next? Well, I really want to do that curry class. So I'm going to do number 2. I want to make sure I make time for the curry class this month. You know what, Luca, that vitality gut class, that 2-hour class you talked about, I really need to address that. I've been in the network for 2 months. I didn't watch it in September. I want to make sure that I watch it in October. Well, this becomes number 3. I don't want to do batch prep because like I already have my whole meal planning system set up. I don't need to do it. Scratch it out. Those Thursday mornings, they're going to be number 8 because they're not going to be the most important for me, except I really want to make sure I catch the one on the microbiome, for example. Then you can use this sheet to prioritize everything that you want to do this month. For those who've been in the network, both in September and October, because we have a lot of content that doubles up, that continues for 2 months, and some of it is new, I've written down new for what those new pieces are. So there's a bunch of new recipes this month. There's a new live class. There are new Thursday morning sessions. There is a new scratch cooking class. But look at this, the batch prep and the vitality gut are not new ones. So did you do them last month? Mark them done already. The Eating with the Seasons handout and recipes, that is not new this month. Oh, so if you were in last month, then this is already done, hopefully. And then there's that weekly challenge every week. That changes every month for sure. So print this up and make sure you've got this at the ready. Now, I have a third thing that I want to show you. It's the worksheet for this month. So this is what it looks like. They always look the same. I just changed the date up here and what the topic is so that you can have that clearly on your worksheet. There's only one page, and this is to help you through the entire month. Now, I want you to print a new one up every month, and it's in this module of schedule and checklist. So main goals this month. What do I want to address, or what do I want to work at this month, and why or how it shows up in my body? So for example, if you know, as we talked about, what were those top 10s? Constipation, diarrhea, insomnia, acid reflux, hiatal hernia, skin stuff, acne, eczema, psoriasis. Those top 10 things that tell me that you have digestive issues. Oh, I want to work on my acne because that's what I struggle with. And that is linked to my digestion. So I'm going to work on my acne by improving my digestion. That's what I need to work at. Okay, well, I'll tell you, if it's acne, acne is also liver. So you need to work on your digestion. We also need to work on your liver. And yeah, your skin, for sure, we could work on the skin. Skin is always an end result of something further up the chain of command that's not working well. The skin is an elimination organ, and it's the 4th one. So it deals with things that we can't handle in earlier levels. Yeah. Now, as we go along, you get different ideas. Depending on what you're watching, that Vitality Gut class will have recommendations. Your class on fermented foods on October 18th is going to have some recommendations. On those Thursday morning calls, there's always 3 actionable things you can tend to. For example, this week, we are talking about fermented foods, the microbiome, and how microbiome is tied to your digestion. So at the end of it, we're going to have different solutions. Can you handle ferments? How often can you add in fermented foods? So you'll put in here some of the solutions we propose in those Thursday morning classes. If, for example, one of the ways forward is you need to bring in apple cider vinegar before meals, then write down here, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before meals. When you take that Vitality Gut class, we talk about making meat stock. Oh, that's the one piece I wanted to do from that class. Make meat stock every week. So this is your cheat sheet. And it takes it out of your head and onto a piece of paper so that you don't have to do the mental work of remembering. It's written down for you. And as you go through the different classes, the different content of the network in the month, you're going to have your to-do pieces in this box. Foods I want to feature and why, and other action items that are lifestyle and more. One of the ones we talked about in September was when it's time to eat, just eat. So when it's time to eat, just eat. That's a lifestyle thing. Don't do anything else. Don't be on the phone. Don't read a cookbook like I do sometimes. Don't watch television. Don't drive the kids to soccer. Those kinds of things. So then slot those to-do items where they fit. Is it a lifestyle thing or is it a food thing? And then by the end of the month, once you've printed this up, you've got a 1-page cheat sheet with all of your to-do items. And this helps you be accountable. It helps you stay on top of what it is that you are committing to. And it's a one-spot repository for all of your work that we propose in the network. And this is your plate. This is synonymous with your plate at that buffet. So your plate's going to look different from somebody else's plate. So make sure you use this worksheet and you really maximize it so that in 3 months, you come back to it and you say, oh, I totally fell off the bandwagon, forgot about that apple cider vinegar. I got to bring it back in because I really was feeling a big difference when I did that. Bring it back in. Even though that content in the network is gone, you still have a record of what you decided for yourself. This is about empowering you, honey, so that you can fire me. Now you know what to do. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. And then this gives you a little bit more on how to join live sessions if you need to, because I just dropped that a little bit everywhere to give you hints and tips along the way. Speaking of hints and tips, I want to show you a couple of things. So when you first come onto I call it the hub, depending on how big your screen is, these widgets, these little boxes will all be organized a different way. When you make your screen smaller, it moves them around. Do you see what I'm doing? When you maximize your screen, now it's even different than it was before. That's so funny. So it's different every time. So just know you can scroll through things and you can find hopefully everything you need here on that home page. When you click on my logo top left, this will get you to your home page, and this is what your home page looks like. Oh, look, it changed it again. Let's see if we do it again. No. Anyway, this is how you get to the home page. This is where you'll get those Zoom calls. Click on the camera icon to join. You can get to your network either through the widget that says My Programs or click on Programs on the left. On your phone, it's going to be from a little hamburger sandwich menu up top. You'll be able to access programs, get into the Good Food Network. This is where all the content is. Now, let's go back to that home page. Part of the network, one of the tips I want to bring home today is that every time I load something new, I leave a message. There's a chat, a group chat that goes with the Good Food Network. So here, you're going to see when you're on your computer, it's a bit different. I think it's on the bottom right when you're on your phone, if you're using a tablet, depends what your device is. But look for this little chat bubble. There will be a little red bubble here with a number of messages that are waiting you. There's also a little bell. Let's start by clicking on bell. It says notifications. I'm going to view all. And there's all notifications, general and group. So I'll go to all notifications. Oh, look, Lucas Simmons posted a new message in the Good Food Network. I'm going to click on this. And here is that new message. New content awaits. So as I uploaded everything yesterday on October 5th, I dropped a message to everyone to let you know we had new content that awaits. So this is all listed here, what you need to find. And when you first join the network, I also create a couple of tasks, one to get your duotang ready, and the other, if you're having a hard time finding the network, this is going to give you a link out to a video that gives you a tour or another training on how to use the hub and access all the content you want. And then once you're done, you can also click completed in there. So in groups, now where to find that group chat? You're going to click on this little bubble. You find the group chat here, GF Network. That's our group chat. You can also send me messages. Hi, I have a new question for you. What's your middle name? Okay, that's not what the question will be. But that's how you can send personal questions to me. You'll be able to do that through here or under chats. You also have the network. So again, every time I do, oops, shouldn't be seeing the names of people, pardon me. Sorry, pals who are in the network. Every time there's something new that's dropped in, either it's a replay link or a new piece of information, I put it in the chat every time. So there's always a hot tip of the week. Those go out on Wednesday. And then we've got that new content I posted yesterday. And then we had some changes coming up towards the end of September as we were moving into the new content. So this was stuff that was disappearing and new stuff that was coming in October. And the same thing there. And then here, this, for example, last Thursday, we did a session at 7 a.m. on constipation. Are you constipated? How is your digestion? So I give you a little rundown of what's coming and what we're doing in that session. And once the session is ready, I usually put the link or note down here to say, access the replay link, it's ready for you. So this gives you, use the chat, like make sure you use the chat, because you'll be able to quickly ascertain what are those new pieces that have shown up in the network since you last logged in. That's an important piece to note. And again, that's by accessing just this chat bubble up here. Yeah, that's how you get to it. Let's go back to the home page. And then I think that's it. I think that's all I need to take you in the tour for 941. Ooh, okay. So we took a dive in to talk about what exactly is happening in the Good Food Network this month. Now, in November, we're going to switch things up. It's going to be set up very much the same way, but our topic is going to be different. We are doing 2 months on sleep. Yeah, baby. We're getting into the season of hibernation. Let's make sure you can hibernate like a queen, king, or royal, the way that you need to sleep. Yeah, so that's going to be the new content in November. Leading up to there, we have a lot of work to do. So are you struggling with, let me go through those top 10 again. Do you say yes to, I have constipation, I have diarrhea, one or the other? Does it go between the two? Do you have insomnia? Do you struggle with acid reflux, heartburn, or hiatal hernia? Do you have skin stuff, acne, eczema, psoriasis, itchy, hives? Do you have allergies or food sensitivities? Does the list get bigger year to year? Do you see food in your poop? Corn does not count. Do you struggle with lots of gas or bloating? Are you farty? Can you clear the room with your stank? Do you have painful joints? Do you have allergies? Do you react to soaps like I do? Oh my God. Do you have an autoimmune or chronic disease on the go? Okay, pal. I'll see you in the Good Food Network. I will add in the links below, I will also add a link to book in for a 15-minute chat with me if you would like to chat to see if this is a good fit for you. If you're still not sure and you want a personal tour or you want some questions answered, book in for that discovery call and let's figure out if this is a fit for you. Or if you know right away, jump in, baby. We've been waiting for you. There's good content in there, and we're going to make it a really delicious time, I promise, through the month of October. This is a really nice way for people who are self-motivated, who don't quite want the commitment of seeing a one-on-one practitioner, people who just want to keep with the seasons and reminders with this is a really good food right now. Now we need to look after digestion. Now we need to look after sleep. How is your microbiome? And there's always something to work on. There's always a reminder. You will soon realize that a lot of the content is repetitive. And that's because we address it through different ways. We address it through digestion. We address it through sleep. You know, if you struggle with sleep, oftentimes, not always, but sometimes sleep is not happening because you can't digest. You need certain neurotransmitters to fall asleep. Can you make those neurotransmitters? You get them off of protein. What kind of transmitters are you making? What kind of neurotransmitters are you prioritizing? Are you in the stress mode or not? How's your sleep? Well, how's your digestion? How's your stress level? That's everything that we address in the Good Food Network. I look forward to seeing you there. Welcome to the new guys who have joined us this month. I'm really excited to meet up with you and to cross paths as we get into this month of October. And this is the month of Thanksgiving. So I give thanks to you for tuning in, for checking out things here at the Good Food and You side of things. And may your days ahead be delicious. I'll see you in the network. Salut, à bientôt.